Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of my tutorial video channel. This is part 4 of marginal costing, profit planning and decision making. In every part of marginal costing, profit planning and decision making, you will get some inclusive problems, and here too I shall solve one inclusive problem on decision making by applying marginal costing techniques, that is CVP analysis or cost volume profit analysis, and BEP analysis, that is break even point analysis. In fact, BEP analysis is a part of CVP analysis, right? So let's get into the problem. What is given? X Limited manufactures and sells 4 products A, B, C, D. The sales mix is like this: A 30%, B 40%, C 20% and D 10%. Yeah. And total budgeted sales, that is 100% sales, equals to 60,000. Variable cost structure is like this. For A, it is 60% of selling price. For B, it is 68% of selling price. For C, it is 80% of selling price. And for D, it is 40% of selling price. Fixed cost for the period is 14,700. Now the management wants to change the sales mix as A 25%, B 40%, C 30% and D 5%. Total sales remains 60%. That means A should be changed from 30% to 25%. B should be changed from 40% to, no, B remains same 40%, 40%. C is changing from 20% to 30%, and D is proposed to be changed from 10% to 5%. Now the question is comment on the proposal. That means we have to find out whether the proposal is profitable or not. For that, first we have to find out the profitability before that change, that is with the original budget, and then the profitability with the proposed change, that is change in the sales mix. So let's see the profitability with the original budgeted figures. So profitability before change in sales mix. Before change in sales mix. A, B, C, D and this is total. Sales mix 30, 40, 20, 10, 30%, 40%, C is 20% and D is 10%. So total is 100%. So sales volume total is 60,000. So this is A is 30% of 60,000, that is 18,000. B is 40% of 60,000, that is 24,000. C is 20% of 60,000, that is 12,000. And D is 10% of 60,000, that is 6,000. And total is 60,000. From sales, we deduct variable cost to find out the contribution. So sales minus variable cost. A is 60% of selling price, so 60% of 18,000. That is 10,800. For B it is 68% of 24,000. This gives us 16,320. 16,320. For C it is 80% of sales price, that is 80% of 12,000. That is 9,600. and for D it is 40% of sales price, that is 40% of 6,000, that is 2,400. Correct? Variable cost of A is 60% of selling price, that is 60% of 18,000, that is 10,800. Variable cost of product B is 68% of selling price, that is 68% of 24,000, that is 16,320. Variable cost of producing C is 80% of selling price, that is 80% of 12,000, that is 9,600. And variable cost of D is 40% of selling price, so 40% of 6,000, that is 2,400. So the total is 39,120. 39,120 is the total variable cost. So by deducting variable cost from sales, we get contribution. So total contribution is 60,000 minus 39,120. That is 20,880. 20,880 is the total contribution before the changes are implemented. So from contribution we deduct fixed cost to find out profit. And what is the fixed cost? 14,700. 14,700. So profit is 20,880 minus 14,700, that is 6,180. So 6,180 is the profit figure with the original budget figures, that is before implementing the changes. Now let us see what is the break-even point. Now PV ratio is equal to contribution by sales into 100 is equal to, what is the contribution? 2880. 2880 divided by sales, how much? 60,000 into 100. So this gives us 34.8%. So PV ratio is 34.8%. We take it 35%. Okay. So from sales we have deducted the total variable cost. So we have found out the total contribution. From total contribution we have deducted the total fixed cost. We have found out the profit 6180. And PV ratio is 35%. Therefore, BEP, that is BEP in value, is equal to fixed cost divided by PV ratio. How much is fixed cost? 14,700 divided by 35%. That is 42,000. This is the BEP sales, and this is the total profit with the original budget figures. Yeah, 42,000. Now we have to see What is the result of the proposed changes? That is the change in the sales mix. So profitability with changed sales mix. What is the proposed sales mix? 25, 40, 30 and 5. 25%, 25%, B 40%, C 30% and D 5%. Total is 100%. So sales value total will be 60,000 because total sales remains unchanged. So 25% of 60,000, that is 15,000. 40% of 60,000, that is 24,000. Then 30% of 60,000, that is 18,000. And finally, the 5% of 60,000, that is 3,000. Okay. Minus variable cost, that is no change in variable cost structure, that is variable cost as percentage of sales. Variable cost as percentage of sales remain unchanged. That is 60, for A it is 60% of selling price, 60% of 15,000, that is 9,000. Here it is 68% of 24,000. That is 16,320. Next, for C it is 80% of selling price, that is 80% of 18,000. That is 14,400. 14,400 and finally the variable cost of D is 40% of selling price, that is 40% of 3,000, that is 1,200. And the total is 4920. Total variable cost is 4920. Therefore, contribution, that is sales minus variable cost, that is 60,000 minus 49,920, that is 19,080. Contribution. Now from contribution we deduct fixed cost. Fixed cost remains at how much? 14,700. Therefore profit is 19,080 minus 14,700. That is 4,380. Before change the profit is 6,180 and after change the profit is 4,380. So certainly the profit is declining. Now you see what is the break-even point. PV ratio, contribution by sales into 100. How much is contribution? 19,080. 19,080 divided by 60,000 into 100, that is 31.8%. So let's take it 32%. 32% PV ratio. Therefore, BEP in terms of sales value is equal to fixed cost divided by PV ratio, that is equal to 14,700 divided by 32%. That is 45937. 45937.5, we take it as 45938. So previously break-even sales was 42,000, and after the proposed changes that would become 45,938. That is, BEP is also increasing. So profitability is falling and BEP is increasing. So there is no way the proposal should be accepted and implemented, because the firm is earning more profit before those changes and its BEP is also lower relative to the BEP after the proposed changes. So the proposal should not be accepted. So what should be our comment? Profitability is falling and BEP is increasing with the proposed changes. Hence the proposal should not be accepted. So this is management's decision, that is not to change the sales mix, to keep the sales mix as it is right now. That is what as per the budgeted figures. Okay. So I have solved this one inclusive problem on marginal costing, profit planning and decision making. I hope it is well understood by you. Still, should you have any doubt in your mind, if you have any query, if you think any particular point needs further clarification or explanation, please feel free to let me know through the comment section. I shall be more than glad to respond to your all the relevant queries. And if you think this video is beneficial for you, please do share the video with your friends, brothers and sisters, so that they can also derive benefit by watching this video. And finally, thank you very much for watching this video. Stay well and goodbye.